Hey everybody! We are broadcasting from a little bit different of a location today. There is some work being done downstairs, so I am upstairs tonight. This is actually where I started out doing this live broadcast. So if you remember when I was doing the live broadcast upstairs, you've been here quite some time. All right. Toby, come on. We have extenuating circumstances this evening. Leave me be. And all right, we are all shared out. Hello. We're all shared out on Facebook. Let's get it going on Instagram. Here for a copyright. Hey, whoever's watching, say hi so I can greet you properly. Because Facebook doesn't tell me who's watching unless you say hi. All right? Okay. Hey. Oh, as always, my usual Facebook disclaimer. There is a long delay on Facebook, anywhere between 30 and 60 seconds. So please bear with me if it takes me a while to get to your comment or question. I am totally not ignoring you. It is just that the comments and questions are coming in very slowly. Come on, man. All right. I'm getting the recorder ready. All right, so we're getting started in just 2 minutes. I know that, okay, we've got 4 people up in Facebook. I know the Instagram people are popping on at 8:05. Apparently they don't like my intro. No music today. Hey, Miss Whitney. Oh, okay. You proved me wrong. I was talking about how Instagram don't like to show up till 8:05. But you're right here, proving me wrong. My Facebook watchers, please say hi so I can greet you. You know Facebook won't tell me who you are. We're getting started in 2 minutes. Tonight, guys, we have some really interesting stories. There is a story about, hey, early season marketing. A story about 3-6 Mafia. If you are a 3-6 Mafia fan, hey, Margaret, there is a story for you. There is an interesting story that I think really demonstrates what trademarks can mean to people. It has to do with the presidential campaign. We're going to talk about that. And Johnson & Johnson is going after a hand sanitizer company over excuse me over the name of their hand sanitizer. Oh, before I go any further, I want to remember to say hi to my mom, to my dad, to my sister, to my family who watches, and to all of you. We're getting started in just 1 minute. So let's keep it together. Make sure that you share this out at 8:05 to your people, okay? All right. Yes. All right, it's 8:05. I'm going to start recording. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday through Thursday live broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If this is your first time watching, if you're listening to the podcast playback and you don't know who I am, I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I'm the host of the show, and I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help you get your business paperwork together. So things like getting your business registered with the state, your articles of incorporation, Getting EIN numbers, getting DUNS numbers, making sure you have appropriate contracts and operating agreements and non-disclosure agreements. Also, making sure that you have basic brand protection strategies in place to make sure nobody's using your logos, or if your hiring policies. I help you do all of these things, these foundational processes in your business to get you to hit the business streets running. Why am I qualified to help you do all of these things? I'm a licensed attorney. I have been one for 14 years and counting. I have started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I'm very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas. And if you're going to be successful in business, there are just some concepts that you need to know. There's no way around it, okay? So that's why I'm here. So if you want to get in contact with me, if you're in the startup phase of your business and you're like, you know what, I need somebody to tell me which forms to fill out. You know, should I choose an LLC or an S corp or sole proprietorship? You know, where should I open my bank account? How should I be keeping track of my expenses? How do I make sure that my clients don't run off and not pay me? You want to get in contact with me. So how do you do that? Go to Linktree. Hey, Inger, go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. There you can book yourself a free 15-minute consultation if you are a first-time client. You can also download the free Biz Launch Cheat Sheet that will help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less. I'm not kidding, guys. I literally got a testimonial yesterday from someone who said that using the cheat sheet has put them, you know, on the road to starting their business. They've already got their paperwork lined up. So go get that as well. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel and my podcast where you can watch the replays of all of the episodes of this show. And it's also where you can find several of my video trainings, like my EIN training, where I teach you step by step how to fill out the EIN application that the IRS has you fill out so you can get your EIN number. I also have the DUNS number training. I take you to the website and I show you how to get your DUNS number. And I also have my operating agreement training on there where I show you how to fill out a single member LLC operating agreement. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff at linktree/nplconsultingfirm, but that is enough about me. Let us get to the show. I see at least one new name in here tonight. So the way that the show works is I pull stories from the news, stories that you guys send to me, stories that I find in any type of media that I think have lessons that we can learn as business owners, and we discuss them. Okay, so this is a time for you to get involved. Don't be shy, as long as you are respectful. Bring your questions, bring your comments. I like when you guys get involved. Okay, it makes it more fun. And I am going to be asking you questions to make sure that you're paying attention. Y'all gotta watch out, because Margaret, she's quick on the draw. She be having it like that, okay? All right, so we are getting started right now. Do we have any 3-6 Mafia fans in the house? If you are a 3-6 Mafia fan, give me a 3 in the comments, because we are not going to put 3 6s in the comments. If you are a 3-6 Mafia fan, give me a 3 in the comments. If you don't know who 3-6 Mafia is, they are a hip-hop group. They won a Grammy for their song "It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp." That was one of the songs from the movie Hustle and Flow starring Terrence Howard. Two of the members are Juicy J and DJ Paul, and then one of the members, I believe, passed away. I cannot remember his name at the morning. None of y'all are 3-6 Mafia fans? What happened to all my Instagram people? Okay. Margaret Massey, you're a 3-6 Mafia fan? Okay. Margaret, do you remember Hustle and Flow? Do you remember the song Hard Out Here for a Pimp? If you just let me know in the comments. Okay. Now, while most of you may have heard of 3-6 Mafia, even, you know, if you don't necessarily know deeply who they are, you've probably at least heard their names. Have any of you heard of the group called the Suicide Boys? Okay. You remember how that? Okay. Awesome. Margaret, as a 3-6 Mafia fan, hey, Sincere39, are you a 3-6 Mafia fan? Margaret, have you ever heard of the Suicide Boys, a rap duo out of New Orleans? Let me know if you have heard of the Suicide Boys. Sincere39, are you a 3-6 Mafia fan? Let me know. So, I'm going to tell you why we are talking about 3-6 Mafia and some gentlemen called the Suicide Boys this evening. So, Juicy J and DJ Paul, who are the remaining members, you listen to them? Okay. Who are the remaining members of 3-6 Mafia. They have filed, you haven't, Margaret? Okay. They have filed a $6.45 million copyright infringement suit against this rap duo called the Suicide Boys. They said in the lawsuit that basically this group has made a career of ripping off 3-6 Mafia. They said they have ripped off as many as 35 songs, including a song called Mask and the Glock. Now, here, how did they steal it? Apparently, Juicy J used to work with this group, but when he realized that they were taking 3-6 Mafia tracks and like stealing them and not getting the right licensing, he stopped working with them. As well, apparently one of the members of this group goes by the nickname, or has co-opted the nickname of one of 3-6 Mafia as Young Scarecrow. I don't know. Anyway, basically 3-6 Mafia said, excuse me, Your Honor, the Suicide Boys have basically had their entire career made by ripping off our music and not getting appropriate licensing, right? And the Suicide Boys, they're saying that there's no copyright infringement here because 3-6 Mafia didn't clear a lot of the samples for their songs. So, Suicide Boys isn't denying that they have used 3-6 Mafia's music, but their argument is, well, 3-6 Mafia didn't get any permission for their samples. Why should we have to get permission for those? And in that turn, 3-6 Mafia is suing Suicide Boys for $6.45 million. So I want to know from you guys, what do you think about this lawsuit? What do you think about 3-6 Mafia suing the Suicide Boys? What do you think about the Suicide Boys? Oh, you just know that one song? Okay. What do you think about the Suicide Boys argument? They're like, well, you didn't get permission, so why do we have to get permission? Is that an argument that you think a judge will look kindly towards? Is that an argument that you think, hey, Lauren, oh, hey. Is that an argument that you think people will look kindly towards? They basically said, well, y'all didn't get any permission to get this, so why should we have to get permission from you? Even though this group was working closely with 3-6 Mafia, Juicy J was in the studio with them, probably giving them more, a lot of ideas and, just giving them an inside track. Lorenzo said more like career Suicide Boys. Sincere39 said it sounds vague. It does sound vague, right? Now, I don't know which songs 3-6 Mafia is saying that the Suicide Boys have stolen, but except for the one that we have here, Mask and the Glock, but we would have to look at the catalog and see what type of sampling was done. And what if 3-6 Mafia didn't get samples cleared for their music? What happens then? What happens then? If so, let's talk about it. What do you think should happen? Let's say someone does their investigation and they if that's true, yes, okay. So let's say someone does an investigation and they find out, okay, all of these songs that the Suicide Boys sampled from 3-6 Mafia, 3-6 Mafia never cleared the samples. Does that mean that 3-6 Mafia should not be entitled to getting copyrights to songs that they mastered and produced? What do you guys think? Jen Vargas said, sounds weird, but I can see the argument. Okay, you can see the argument. I can kind of see it too, but again, it's not like 3-6 Mafia took whole songs and said that these are ours. They took samples from songs, they remastered and remixed. Sometimes, you can't even tell what the original sample was after they finished working their production magic on it, right? Margaret Massey said, okay, so then they don't have legal ownership. So Margaret is of the opinion that if 3-6 Mafia did not get samples cleared, then they don't have any copyright ownership. So you would be on the side of the Suicide Boys. Jen Vargas said, I believe the people 3-6 sampled from should be suing. Ha, 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 ha. Yes. Okay. I like how you think, Jen. Yes. So if the Suicide Boys are sampling from 3-6 Mafia, who sampled from these other artists, then maybe these other artists can jump in depending on the songs that the Suicide Boys use. That is a very, very clever argument, Jen Vargas. I'm proud of you. All right. Anyway, so we are going to wait and see what happens between 3-6 Mafia and Suicide Boys. Let's see if they get any of a piece of this $6.45 million that they are suing for. Jen Vargas said sue both 3-6 and the boys. Okay. Well, we'll see if 3-6 Mafia even gets a piece of this $6.45 million, because from what I have seen in the polls, I put the poll up in my stories today, and I asked, you know, if you guys were fans of 3-6 Mafia, and of the people who responded, 80% said yes. And when I put up the picture of the Suicide Boys, it was a 100% no. So I don't know exactly how much money Suicide Boys have, but if 3-6 Mafia wins this $6.45 million, they might have to plead poverty, just like VidAngel did when Disney and Sony and Warner Brothers sued them. Okay. All right. So we are moving on to our next story from the evening. Do we have any questions about that story before we move on? Actually, I want to make sure I take time to get any questions. I don't mind going over this evening because we didn't have a Monday show. So if we have any questions, let me know in the comments. Okay. Next story that we're talking about. If you are registered to vote, please give me a V in the comments, and I should see a V from every single person watching. All of you should be registered to vote. If you're not registered to vote, stop watching and go register right now online. Anyway, why am I asking you guys to put a V in the comments if you're registered to vote? As you know, we have a presidential campaign happening, and there are two candidates, one human, one not. Thank you, Margaret, for the V. Thank you, Sincere39, for the V. You would like to hear the songs, Jen Vargas? Well, Jen Vargas, I don't know all of the songs that were sampled, but I do know that one of the songs was called Mask and D.A. Glock. So maybe you can look that up and then kind of search around the Suicide Boys catalog and see if you find anything similar. But moving on. So we have a presidential campaign going on. One of the candidates is Joe Biden. And of course, in a presidential campaign, there's always photo ops that are happening. They pull up old photos, you know, to make the candidates more relatable, you know, photos with their kids, all this stuff. And Joe Biden is no exception. So apparently recently there was a picture that was posted of Joe Biden that was decades old. It was a picture of him and his son. And it was taken in Washington, D.C., but the original photo had the logo of the Washington, D.C. football team, which was formerly known as the Washington Redskins, now known as the Washington football team. But they, instead of posting the original photo, they scrubbed out the Washington Redskins logo. Now, I want to know from you guys, why do you think Biden's people scrubbed out the Washington Redskins logo? And I want to know why you think they scrubbed it out versus the reason that his team is giving for why they scrubbed it out. So, why do you think Biden's team removed the Washington Redskins logo from this old picture from way back when that they posted the other day? Because the reason that they're giving, while I'm sure it may have some validity, I'm calling bull. I don't think it had anything to do with that. But I want to know what you guys think. So they pulled up a picture that was like 20 years old of Biden and his son at apparently a football game. And the original picture had the logo of the Washington football team, the original name, the Redskins, but they scrubbed it out of the photo. Sincere39 said they were forced to remove their name, no longer the Redskins. No, that wasn't it. That was that's not the reason why they did it. But that's also not why I think they did it. So let me yes, Margaret, yes. Because Margaret said because of the negativity of the name Redskins. At least that's what the article was implicating. Jen Vargas said another form of ass kissing for a vote, kin to the hot sauce and Clinton. That is funny. But getting back to Margaret's comment, that was the implication in the article that I read. Now, we know that there has been all of this controversy about the name of Washington's football team, so much so that they have literally changed the name to Washington Football Team. But Biden's team is claiming that they took it down because of copyright concerns. They were concerned that they were going to be cited for copyright claims. You think the Washington Football Team is really going to tell Joe Biden to take down a picture, especially with all of the controversy that is happening? Well, but that is the reason that they gave. They said they were concerned about violating copyrights. If you believe that that is a valid reason, that is the actual reason why they scrubbed out the Redskins logo, give me a 1. If you agree with me and Margaret that they because they were concerned about the negativity of the Redskins logo, give me a 2. So if you think that this whole copyright concern is the real reason, give me a 1. If you think it's that they didn't want any backlash from having the Redskins logo in the photo, give me a 2. Jen Vargas said from a photo decades ago when the pic was actually valid because it was their name. Jen Vargas said 2. She gave me a 2. What did I say? Yeah. So yeah, I think it's the negativity thing, right? Yeah, it's the negativity thing. People, they don't want to be associated with that. Look at all of the stuff that they are pulling up from Joe Biden from way back when. You know, even Jen Vargas said 2.5, half my opinion. Okay, Margaret gave me a 2. Joe Biden is catching it from all sides. They're pulling things from 20, 30 years ago. He's like, look, I don't want no problems. Just take this logo out so we can have this photo opportunity. But they are hiding it behind intellectual property law. Now, while that is a pretty picture that they put in front of it, we all know that they just don't want any smoke for having the Redskins logo in the photo, right? Right? So if you agree with me that this is, and Margaret, that this is all about optics and they're just trying to, you know, keep their noses clean when it comes to photo ops, give me a thumbs up. If you think that, you know, they are actually concerned with copyrights, give me a, I'm going to be fair, just give me a turtle emoji. I don't know why I said turtle. Turtle was the first thing that just came to my mind. Jen Vargas said, I would accept that a lot more than the copyright screen. Right. And the thing is, I wouldn't even fault them for that. Why do you have to hide it behind this smoke screen of copyright? Just say, look, we understand that we are in a sensitive time right now. So we are trying to be sensitive to, you know, the people at large, especially the people who you are trying to court to vote for you. So yeah, they don't want any problems. Yes. But moving on to our next story. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. If you have heard of Johnson & Johnson, actually, before we do that, let me remind you that you are watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday through Thursday live broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you're in the startup phase of your business and you need a legal friend in your ear to help you wade through all that paperwork and figure out what link you need to click and what form you need to download, I'm your girl. Go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm and book a consultation with me today, okay? Okay. Hold on. We're going back to the comments. Jen Vargas gave me a turtle and said it's actually a kind gesture. Okay. All right. It's saying it's a kind gesture. I believe that too. But Jen Vargas, she's on the fence. That's okay. She's got 2.5 opinions, and I'm all right with that. Okay. Moving on to our next story. How many of y'all have heard of Johnson & Johnson? If you have heard of Johnson & Johnson, please give me a JJ in the comments. Johnson & Johnson. Give me a JJ. Now, Johnson & Johnson, if you didn't know, they are the owners of the Band-Aid brand adhesive bandages. Band-Aid brand adhesive bandages are so synonymous that we don't even call them adhesive bandages. We call them Band-Aids, right? As at least on the U.S. side, right? Thank you for the JJ. Hi, Miss Just to you. Like whenever you get a cut, what's the first thing you say? You say, "Can you give me a Band-Aid?" You know, can you get me, like, Band-Aid has become synonymous with adhesive bandages, which is what the actual product is. So Johnson & Johnson, of course, you know, they're very protective of their brand name. Margaret's the only one who's heard of Johnson & Johnson. Where have the rest of y'all been? There's at least, I want to see some more answers. Cynthia 39, Miss Just to you. Y'all haven't heard of Johnson & Johnson? Unless you're driving. If you're driving, please do not type. I don't want to be responsible for any accidents, okay? Anyway, getting back to the story. There is a company that is coming out with their own hand sanitizer called Hand-Aid. Handaid, no hyphen. Okay, you've heard of, okay, awesome. Just making sure, Cynthia 39. And so yes, there is this company coming out with a brand of hand sanitizer called, thank you for the JJ Jen, a hand sanitizer called Hand-Aid, and they have filed a trademark for the word Hand-Aid. And they are being opposed by Johnson & Johnson because they're saying that it is too close to Band-Aid, which is trademarked for adhesive bandages. Hi, Charlize 0716. Now, Hand-Aid is trying to trademark that name in the realm of hand sanitizer. Band-Aid is trademarked in the realm of adhesive bandages. So Johnson & Johnson, they have opposed Hand-Aid's application that they have submitted to the USPTO. I was actually able to go onto the USPTO website and look at the application. I saw the specimen. If you were in my stories today and you voted on the picture between the box of Band-Aids and the hand sanitizer, I actually got that photo from the specimen that the company submitted to the USPTO. It is uploaded on their website. So Johnson & Johnson is basically saying we don't want this company to get the Hand-Aid trademark because we think people are going to associate it with Band-Aid. So I wanted to know from you guys as an audience, do you think that that is a reasonable argument by Johnson & Johnson? Do you think they have a credible concern that if people were to see Hand-Aid brand hand sanitizer in their average Target or convenience store, that they would convince it as a product of Johnson & Johnson, especially their Band-Aid brand? Sincere 39 said that is silly. Okay, why is it silly, Sincere 39? We know that Johnson & Johnson, their Band-Aid brand, it's a brand that has to do with health and what's that called? First aid care. Hand sanitizer sometimes does come in first aid kits. Why is it silly? Margaret Massey said no, not in the same category. Okay, so you both think that Johnson & Johnson is overreaching here because they're in two different categories. Remember, when you're trademarking, you trademark in your industry. You don't have a blanket trademark. So while Band-Aid is definitely, well established in the adhesive bandage market, you don't really have a presence in the hand sanitizer market. Jen Vargas said it's very reasonable because I'm thinking of them as a package deal just hearing the name. I would think it's a Johnson & Johnson product immediately. Okay, all right. So we have at least one person who is on Johnson & Johnson's side. Sincere 39 said, I wouldn't think Hand-Aid would be confused with Band-Aid. well, we have at least one person within even this small group that says that there is a credible concern of confusion. So maybe Johnson & Johnson isn't overreaching here, right? If one person who has no stake in the game and is just looking at it as an objective observer and is saying, hey, I think somebody might confuse the two, maybe there is a credit to that argument. What do you think? Water is so great. Guys, make sure you drink water, as much water as you can. Sincere39 said, that is not nice. And I'm not saying no. We don't do that here, Sincere39. Margaret Massey said, well, hand sanitizer can be sticky. Jen Vargas said, and a consumer. Ladies and gentlemen, we are free to disagree with each other, but we do so in a respectful way. We do not insult each other's intelligence. All right, thank you. Thank you. We like to keep this space peaceful, you know. It's comfortable. It's like you come to your friend's house, you sit on the couch, you grab a glass of wine, you just chat, right? No need to get heated. All right. But yeah, I think Jen Vargas brings another argument. I don't necessarily agree with her, but I can see it. I don't necessarily think that Johnson & Johnson has any skin in this game. Your trademark for Band-Aid is in the realm of adhesive bandages, not in the realm of hand sanitizer. And while you do have, what is it that called? You know, I know that there are Band-Aid brand first aid kits and things like that. They don't know the kits for hand sanitizer. Okay. Margaret said, I think they're overreaching. I think they are a little bit, but I don't think it's out the blue, and I don't think it's totally without merit. I think there's a little bit of credible concern there. I just don't know how much there is. Like, if the average person thinks that, you know, maybe Sincere39 said maybe the liquid Band-Aid. Like, the average person, I'm thinking if I'm going to if I'm going to Target and I'm looking for hand sanitizer and I'm looking for Band-Aids and I see them in two different sections, I'm not necessarily going to, unless I see them together, I might associate them together. Okay, Sincere39 said I can see that being confusing, the liquid Band-Aid. All right, well, we're going to have to wait and see, because Johnson & Johnson has just, kind of put their foot in the door jam so it doesn't close, to block this Hand-Aid trademark. But how many, if you think Hand-Aid should be allowed to have this trademark, if you think it should be allowed to go through, please give me a 1. If you think that this trademark application should be denied, give me a 2. If you think they should get the trademark, give me a 1. If you think they should be denied, give me a 2. Margaret Massey said because it rhymes Hand-Aid and Band-Aid. Yeah. And I mean, other than the rhyming, it's like you guys are kind of in two different lanes, right? Margaret Massey said that Hand-Aid should be allowed to get the trademark. Sincere39 said 1. Okay. All right. So I think we're all on accord on here. I think that Hand-Aid should be allowed to get this trademark. Sincere39, I'll get to your question at the end. Yeah. Yes. So those were the stories that I had for you this evening. It's Thursday, even though this is a short week. Yeah, no, I'm not doing a show tomorrow. It's still Friday and I'm still taking a day off. But we are going to be back on Monday with more stories. Make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and to the podcast so that you can catch any parts that you may have missed. As well, make sure that you go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm and book your one-on-one session with me if you are in the startup phase of your business and you need a legal friend in your ear. If you're trying to get these contracts together, if you're like, I don't know how to do this articles of incorporation, I'm your girl, okay? Hey, Barry25 Barry, we're about to sign off so you can watch the replay when I upload it, all right? But that's what I'm going to leave you guys with for tonight. Sincere39, your question. If you so for every business that you start, you should have an EIN number. Because if they're from different sources of income, unless they're all from the same business, you're going to want an EIN number for each and every business that you start, because if they're in different industries, there are different deductions you can have. There are different licenses that you need to have. So yes, for every business that you start, you should get a new EIN number. Okay. All right. Any other questions before we sign off for the weekend? Any other questions? Hey. Okay, no more questions? All right, so that's where I'm going to leave you for the weekend. Have a nice, relaxing one. Stay inside. Wash your hands. Wear your masks. If you have to go outside, social distance. Yes, take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves and to others. Good night. Bye.